Okay, everyone rise for the I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, and on our agenda, we have discuss class sizes and consider additional staffing needs, and I guess Bob would like
Yeah,
you to
well
explain.
actually, we called this meeting because we have a good problem. And the problem is that we gained a good chunk of kids in the elementary. Overall, we gained about 15 kids, but we were up about 19 in the elementary. And so we have numbers that are, numbers that we need to think about as far as splitting classes. The number that we typically look at is somewhere around 50 when we're splitting, and about every class is right there. And so we have one class, third grade, that's at 58. The sixth grade gained one from the last time you saw it. I think we're at 54 in sixth grade. So, but other than that, we're right around 50 in every grade. And so I wanted you to get together to talk about whether we should be hiring additional staff. And so I don't know how you want me to proceed with this. Do you want me to just kind of go through with some thoughts and then go
I
from there?
guess I would like you, and we don't have either Billy Joe or Craig are not here tonight.
Right.
Okay, well, I guess I would like you to go
I did
through-
meet with Billy Joe and Craig.
if
so-
you would go through the rationale or what your recommendation is.
Okay, well, we can start off with the high school. The high school is actually down by 3 students over last year, so the high school isn't going to be an issue. We have one class that's larger, it's got 61 in it, but Billy Joe felt confident that we didn't need to do any or hire additional staff right now in the high school.
I guess with the high school, I would like us to, and we used to do this, and I don't know if we have presently, I would like us to do a survey on the kids that have graduated and that are attending college and see how many are ending up in remedial courses, whatever remedial courses there would be. So if the guidance counselor could do that, because 61 starts to concern me at the 9th grade level, and I realize that we're locked into the block scheduling, but I think we also have to be aware that with the building a new building, that numbers could increase, and somehow we have to be flexible enough that we have kind of some contingency plans, what if, and that probably we have to do some brainstorming, I think, so we don't get locked into too big of numbers in high school, because I think that's important also, and 61 is starting to, that's
Yeah, it's
pretty big.
definitely a bigger class, and high school is a little bit different than elementary because you have some of the kids being pulled out. We did look at the numbers in the high school, and there was 2 classes that were a little bit larger than we would like, but overall, with all the classes that we offer, we saw only 2 that were, a little bit larger than we would like, and that has to do with scheduling.
Anybody else want to say anything about the high school?
What are the numbers for the 9th grade math? Because you've got algebra.
Math is usually pretty good because they're split into different things. There's different tracks in math. It actually was a social studies class, and maybe, I can't remember the other class, but there was 2 classes that were around 30 or so.
But the math must have a different number because there's the upper math and the lower
Right.
math, so what do you call it?
Right. Yeah, we didn't see an issue in math in 9th grade. I'm just trying to think of what the second class was.
Is that because we're utilizing all 3?
Yeah, and you have different levels of math that we offer, so when we look at this, I'm just going to kind of go through some arguments that I've heard, because I've certainly heard a lot lately. So let's just start off with, actually I'm going to start off with 1st grade. The smallest class we have in this school is 1st grade. It's 47. However, it is a very high needs class. That is the class that you split into 3 sections last year. We kept it into 3 sections. We've probably lost a little, some of the kids, but it's still a high needs class, and the word I'm getting is it's probably smart to keep that one into 3 sections. If I back up to kindergarten, kindergarten's at 49. Kindergarten does not have as many high needs kids, but right now, the argument is going to be that this is where you identify those kids. And so I know Aaron was having some issues today, perhaps, with one of the students. This is K1 and 2 has been typically in the past where you guys have focused a lot of effort in making sure that you have small class sizes. The argument kind of goes with kindergarten that this is where they begin to learn to read and math, and so this would be a good place to lower the class sizes. There is, Aaron, you do have a pair in your room though with one student, right?
One and one pair.
Yeah. And so if we go on to grade 2, again, that's a little bit bigger than kindergarten. It's at 51. Has more kids in special ed right now. Again, perhaps in kindergarten they have not been identified. Grade 3 is our biggest class in the school. It's at 58 right now. It does have, it's probably not as high of needs as some of the other grades that we have as far as special ed goes. Number 4, grade 4 is right at 50. Actually, it's at 49. They lost one. And then grade 5 is at 49, and grade 6 is at 54 right now. And actually, grade 6 has pretty high number of special ed students in it. Every grade in elementary has a para, except for 6th grade. 6th grade does not have a para, and 1st grade has 3 paras in the room. Now realize that those paras, in many cases, are one-on-one, so they're with students. So those are the classes that we have right now, and they're all, we could split every one, we really could. And so the debate is going to be, which ones do we split, if we split any? And so some of the data that you wanted was, you know, what are the class size and what are the needs in the classes. The other part is, you know, how much money do we bring in from the students? And the rough number is 6,000. That's actually a good number. It's like 5,000. Actually, I have it written down. 5,948. So just if you want to do rough math, it's around $6,000. So you're pulling in about $89,000 that you didn't expect. And just know that you hire a new teacher, if you want to do rough math with benefits, depending on where we put it, was a brand new teacher without additional education. It's going to be about $47,000. And I just threw one out there with 5 years, because a lot of times we do hire them with 5 years, and 10 credits would be about $59,000. Okay, so just to give you a frame of reference with what we've got. We have been deficit spending. We do have a goal of not deficit spending. I think we're pretty close to that goal. And so, although we would like to split every class, I don't think it's within our budget to do that. And so that's why we need to have this meeting tonight. Some more information that you'd like?
Let's see, Title I covers grades, what grades is Title I?
K through 4. We have Reading Core now that is helping out in, I want to say grades 3 through 6 now.
K through 3.
K through 3, no, but they're hiring one now, Craig just said. K
That would
through
be-
6.
That would be for math.
That'd be math core.
Okay, so they would have math core. The other issue on 6th grade versus kindergarten, I know, is classroom size. bigger kids, smaller classroom. Kindergarten has the bigger classrooms. And so, just trying to throw out the arguments there.
Is there any way that we could do like we did before with the sixth grade class and hire somebody that would be part-time, so they would just teach the core groups and switch? I mean, are we flexible enough to do something like that?
Like we did with tenth grade.
Yeah, that's an option.
For sixth grade, is that?
Yeah, remember with that group?
Yeah.
3 years ago.
Bob, your adjusted numbers are based on today, so we're talking second day numbers.
I think they're kind of firming up right now. I mean, they've changed a lot. And so, and you know, obviously this is why we have this problem, is you never know who's gonna show up, and we don't have, if we were in the 60s, we don't have an issue. If you go up or down a couple, you know, you're in 3 sections. Right now, we're on the bubble with every class. And so we have to wait to see who really shows up as to, you know, do we divide that class up or not?
Well, everybody knows where I stand. I think that if we could do 3 sections in K1 and 2, it'd be wonderful, but I think that kindergarten is where these kids start, and we want them to have a good start, and so I actually always support splitting kindergarten if we can. I talked to my daughter, who's also a teacher, and I was telling her a while back that, and I've talked to you guys about it too, that I've always said, oh, my kids had 25 in this section in kindergarten, they were fine, and she goes, Mom, 30 years ago, the curriculum was a lot different than it is right now. We didn't learn to read in kindergarten, they do now. So it's really a different picture, and it's the small class sizes are important in that grade level. That's
What
what I
about
say.
third grade then? You leave them alone?
You know, can I say what the fellow at the last meeting told us? Who has gotten research and data, he talked about K through 2 are the 3 classes you probably want to see in smaller grade levels. Once they, because they're learning how to read and they're learning how to do math. Once they hit 3rd grade, he says they're actually working more in groups, and so it's not as vital for them to be in smaller class sizes because you're teaching the group, you're not teaching the individuals and giving them individual attention to make sure that they don't fall behind as they learn to read.
I think something we have to.
Is that what he said, kind of?
Yeah.
That's what he said.
I think, because my kids just came out of 3rd grade, so understanding kind of how those, how Michelle and Deb teach, they end up, a lot of what they do when they come to those core subjects is they kind of, they split their kids based on those that need assistance, those that are heads, so they kind of, and so that 58 is not split 50-50 all day long. There's these, you know, for most of the day it is, and then for big chunks of the day when they're doing their reading or their math or whichever subjects that they're splitting them on, there's an inequality in that split. So one teacher is really getting a lot more than half during those subjects where you kind of need that extra, the students who need that extra help. So I don't know that we can discount that grade 3 by any means,
No,
the
you can't,
58.
no discount any grade.
I think with those numbers at 58, I mean.
Especially
that's
when
the
it's 40
one that needs-
last year.
Yeah, I think that needs to be split, and I guess I'm for the kindergarten too,
Mhm.
definitely, just because they're just coming in and just, so, that's just my suggestion.
I'm for the 3rd but not the kindergarten because we can't afford it as much as I would like to see the kindergarten be smaller. It's no different than we were 3 months ago when we had decided we were just gonna have 2, and now it's coming down to deadline and everybody's changing their mind. And we said 2.
We can add the money from the 15 students, that 90,000 towards the 2.
But because we're still upside down.
I wish you were a little bit at the meetings, you could have listened to this guy talk about.
I did my study and I've been looking at the internet and everything I see is K through 3, not K through 2. You know, I guess it's just who you listen to and at the time and whoever has the stats that when you're listening to them, but 58 kids, I don't think we have a choice. That's a lot, and
It's
that's
a lot.
wonderful.
I agree it's a lot, but 25 in kindergarten is also a lot. That's, you know, that's also an
I
issue.
think it can be, but I think that being that the special needs aren't there like they were last year, and I I wouldn't want to, I give these teachers more credit. I give them a lot more credit with what they can do and,
I'm concerned though that as the school year progresses and all of a sudden we start identifying those special needs kids in kindergarten, because that's when it starts to kind of come, or they may not even be on paper special needs kids, but they just need that extra set of hands, then we're really tied, because then we've got two, it's harder to split that into 3 sections later than it would be to split that today.
I feel terrible not getting a third one for 6th grade. It's 54 in that one. And grade 5 jumped up 6 kids.
It is good, yeah.
But I'm with Chris, if we can afford it, I'd like to see somebody working those part classes in the 6th grade, because that's a lot of kids.
So we're just looking at classroom availability and teacher availability.
As far as classrooms go, we have one that's open right now in the elementary. So if you hire more than one, we either have to reconfigure the elementary, and there's possibilities there, or we put the 6th grade up in the high school, which we've done probably a couple times since I've been here. The other issue that you would have is the elective people, your FIAD, band, choir. Right now they are, their time is full-time, and if we split it, we're gonna have to somehow figure out how to get those kids into the elective courses, which isn't impossible, but to retrofit that will be a challenge.
What did we cut last year? I mean, for this year? We cut 120 grand.
It was teacher attrition.
There was one.
Elementary.
We cut a bus route. What else
Well,
did
you
we do?
had a teacher in the high school.
We didn't have a custodial.
Well, the bus route was a big deal.
Yeah.
High school teacher.
So we had elementary, we had a special ed teacher, we switched to a, cut the teacher, and then the bus route was the big one.
But it was 120 we cut for this year.
So is there, it seems, listening, that perhaps the easiest decision, not that anything is easy, but perhaps we could do a motion on grade 3?
I think you're gonna end up having to discuss one or the other.
And if it's
Or
one,
both.
if it's one, I mean, I'd like to know,
It's
are
one or
we
the
talking
other.
one or the other, or are we talking both?
Okay. You don't want to separate them.
Well, not if one wins and then that takes care of the second one. You know, is the one that's going to go first on this thing apply?
And the recommendation from principals was the 3rd grade.
Third grade, yeah. Third grade was the highest priority. Of course, the honorable mention was 6th grade and kindergarten.
Are they, do you have a 3rd grade teacher in here?
Yeah, we're both here.
Former teacher.
Are kids reading?
Yeah, in
No,
3rd grade,
no.
they're not reading in 3rd
We have
grade?
emerging readers also. I mean, I think Heidi can
Okay.
say there's kids who are completing 2nd grade who still haven't quite gotten it yet. And that is the reason why we do our grouping as we do. We try
And I
to,
know there's, you know, the faster and the slower and the ones that are
We have
behind,
kids
ones that are
coming
ahead.
in, you know, that are reading a year and a half or more.
and at one time, we used to have 3 sections of 3rd grade. It was very typical for us to have 3 sections. And then it kind of went down to K2. And I know I had said to Michelle, when Bob mentioned about the needs don't seem to be there as much as the other grade levels, I have 6 gold papers on my desk which represent kids that have been brought to the care team and need to be acted on. So there are some needs, but maybe they haven't been identified yet.
And some of those needs are some of the new students that are coming in with already having IEPs on top of those six.
Right. So do we have that number with the 58 kids, how many have special? So where's that number?
But, okay, so that's a loaded question.
And
What do you wanna know? Which categories? I would say there's three. The trouble that we've got is the really high needs typically have paras with them. So if we take those up, you're looking at three.
Speech can come out.
Speech is pulled out, other health impaired.
Are all the pairs
Mm-hmm.
more than one?
we have four. And I
Okay,
have one.
No.
At this point in time.
Oh, the paras that are in the classrooms? I would venture a guess that they're probably one-on-ones.
That's why they're there.
Mhm. Bob, did that include our new students that, I think both Michelle and I,
If you have 58, if you still have 58, it includes.
no, but did that include the students that also had IEPs that were new?
Did not include,
I
I'll
don't
just
think
tell
so.
you, it didn't include speech, we didn't add in DCD because they typically would have parents with them, which you didn't, you have one,
Mhm.
or actually I shouldn't say.
Yeah.
Or OHD, because they would just have a health impairment. So basically it's looking at EBD and LD kids. Does that make sense?
I would think that no matter what the decision is this evening, that we keep in close contact with those teachers that are, with all of our teachers that are full up, and just know that we may be kicking a ball down the road right now, and we have to come back and make a decision about adding, another teacher, an assistant, a para, or an assistant for core classes, something.
Why don't we take a vote on both, see how that goes, if that doesn't pass, then we go individual.
Okay, I'll make the motion to add a teacher in kindergarten and third grade. That's my motion.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, it's been motioned and seconded that we add a teacher in kindergarten and we add a teacher in third grade. Is there any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Nope.
Okay, motion carries.
Sorry, Bob. I
I
gotta rework that budget.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming in.
Well, is there anything else?
Well, yeah, I think we should monitor the sixth grade and make sure that, I mean, if the numbers go up, we need to get back together because 54 is getting up.
And I can just tell you that the numbers probably will change by even next week, so, that's the tough position we're in, but, it's fine, we'll,
Can we ask for reports from those teaching, from you that you keep in touch with those teachers, let us know that if they need help with their line?
Yeah, I'd like a report from the high school too, what, and not necessarily on the next board meeting or something, but I'd like for them to have some sort of plan or what they're thinking as far as rationale or strategy in case, this may happen with the high school. When do we go back to 3 sections?
It's all great.
Yep.
So,
that's actually not a big issue because they have so many electives. So if you're thinking like elementary, that is a big issue, but high school, it can be a big issue, but most likely it's not.
Yeah, I just want the community to know that we do support these early childhood grades and want them to have a good start, and I think that they should, it's a good thing. Even though it is costing us more money than we actually have. So we're gonna do that.
Numbers sound good.
7 sounds fun.
But yeah, you know, if parents who have kids that are trying to balance decisions on where to switch school to send them next year or the year after, that, you know, almost like support some off cost sizes in those early childhood grades. It's a good thing.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Oh, I do.
Okay, we have a motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we adjourn. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion,
I thought we could do
9:30, 9:28.
Chair.
You do that.